Welcome, Peter.
Thank you, Ellen.
You have written 20 novels, 8 adult mysteries, 8 young adult mysteries, 3 middle grade books, and 1 collection of short stories. Your latest crime novel is The Prop, which on your website, Pete Houtman, www.petehoutman.com, you call casino crime for grown-ups.
It's very much for grown-ups, yes.
Okay. And you won the National Book Award for the young adult book Godless.
I did.
Okay. I also want to mention,
That's
just,
not a lie,
just to
right?
set the tone here, that we have a really major guy with us.
Are you a major guy?
Yes, he is.
You can't even believe how major I am.
Oh, I know. You have 3 books, 2 of your Joe Crow crime novels, and your YA novel, Rash, are all New York Times notable books. And I mean, congratulations. I think that's
Thank you.
just amazing. Now, you've got a new book out in a series, an Edgar-nominated series, The Bloodwater Mysteries. It'll be out April 10th, Doppelganger, the third in the series. Want to tell us a little bit about how you got involved in that?
Yeah, my publisher was interested in a book for middle grade readers. It was a mystery book that would kind of appeal to kids who would read, say, the Hardy Boys or Nancy Drew, kind of mystery adventures. And I'd wanted to write a book with my partner, Mary Logue, for some time. This seemed like the perfect thing to work with her on because she has a very unique and effective voice for young characters. So we created a couple of kids, a 16-year-old girl and a 13-year-old boy, and put them together, put them in a slightly fictionalized town in southern Minnesota and threw some adventures at them.
Called Bloodwater.
Called Bloodwater. Doppelganger, the third one, is we're really proud of that one. It opens when Ronnie is looking at a missing children website, and she sees an age-progressed picture of a boy who had been kidnapped at the age of 3, and it looks exactly like her friend Brian, who was adopted at age 3. So that forms the basis for the very personal mystery that kind of delves into Brian's past and so forth.
Okay.
I want to know about the process. I mean, I have 8 or 9,000 other questions about this, but the 2 of you are writing this book together.
No, we don't write it together.
You don't?
No, I write some, I give it to Mary. She changes everything I wrote, and she writes some more. She gives it back to me. I change everything she wrote, write a little more, give it back to her.
That's not together.
No, we try to have conferences, and we sit down, we go, well, we don't know where this book is going. We've got to sit down and figure this out. So we both sit down at the living room table.
You don't know when you start out where the whole book is going?
Well, we have ideas, but it changes constantly.
All right.
And so we'll have these meetings, and we'll talk for about 5 minutes, and then we'll both start getting real uncomfortable and looking at each other, and I'll go, well, I'll just go write some more. Or Mary will say, I'll just go write some more, and this is what we're comfortable doing.
Okay.
So, the most important communication takes place when we email the stuff. We email it back and forth.
Across the living room, essentially, from one office.
No, actually, it's only about 5 feet between us.
Yes, from
Our
office to
offices
office.
are adjacent. Yeah.
Yes.
I would say it's an interesting process. It's much more difficult than I thought it would be, and much more rewarding in terms of the work we're producing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very cool. What's up next for you? What do you have?
I'm working on just finishing up a young adult novel named called How to Steal a Car. And I'm really excited about it. I have a new publisher for it.
The research for that must have been interesting.
Oh, it's fantastic. I get to go test drive Mercedes, see how long it took him to come after me. Yeah, it was good. Now, I'm trying to talk my publisher into putting a DVD in with the book. It would be How to Hotwire a Honda.
That's good.
I don't think they're going to go for the DVD
I don't think
concept,
so.
but
They might, but you could put a piece of paper in that tells you how hot wire.
yeah, that's right.
And then you take a certain percentage of each sale of hot Honda or something.
That's right. That's right.
And
Okay, so you've got that YA book coming out. You've got another one, too, in the works, don't you?
Yeah, I have a romantic comedy,
Really?
which
Yeah.
is a genre I've always wanted to work in.
A YA romantic comedy?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm working on a science fiction trilogy. I like to kind of hit all the genres,
Oh,
you know.
do.
whatever's hot.
No, because my timing is always really terrible.
Well, that, of course, they always say that. You can't write. You have to write the book that you want to write.
That's
you can't
right.
worry about what the trends are.
Is your publisher quite supportive of you, sort of?
No.
Here,
That's
here?
why I have a new publisher.
Is that the wrong question to ask?
One last question I have for Peter. It says on your website that you make $312 billion a year, and I just wanted to congratulate you.
Yes.
That's
And can we
Thank
get a
you.
piece of
yeah,
Thank
and
you.
it also says that you live under a bridge. So when you put those two things together,
It's a nice bridge.
yeah,
a nice
a
bridge.
nice bridge. I want to mention before we leave that you have, I think,
Leave? I
5
don't wanna
books.
leave.
Well, before Peter leaves, takes off. That you have 5 books that have been optioned for movies.
Yeah.
That is a phenomenal. I mean,
I know. What's even more amazing is none of them ever get made into movies.
I know that happens,
Yeah.
but you said that one of them was a Godless. It seemed like it was pretty close.
Godless, Godless is the one that won the National Book Award,
Right.
and there's a local filmmaker who has the option on it right now, and it's looking. Yeah, it's
looking-
jinxy to talk about.
Yeah, right. So okay,
But
all
he's
right.
got. But I've seen the script. He's written a great script. He's got some genuine producers with some clout online. The movie hasn't been financed. It hasn't been cast. So there's a lot of hoops to jump through on it. But I would love to see it made into a movie because, I got all the pictures in my head when I wrote the
Sure.
book, and so I want to experience the horror and disappointment when someone else misinterprets them.
Right. And yes, entirely.
Another optimist.
Yeah.
Well, how do you write when you're not writing with Mary? Let me put it that way. What's your process?
I write every day. I usually am at my computer for 1 to 2 hours in the morning, because if I wait till the end of the day to write, it just never happens. Something else happens to interrupt the process. Usually, it's something on the order of a glass of wine. So I like to get my writing done first thing in the morning, and then spend the rest of the day doing research, editing, napping.
Have you ever thought about doing a graphic novel? Because I know you love graphic novels.
I'm working on a graphic novel.
Are you really?
Are you really?
Yeah, I've been working on
Are
it.
there,
like-
maybe
Is there
you could
anything
make a
you're
list
not
of things
doing?
that you're not doing. You know what? This has been an interesting and much too short, but Tempus Fugit or something like that, and we sort of have to go. And because you know what Raymond Chandler said: if it gets boring, have somebody come to the doorway with a gun.
I brought it. I have a gun.
You have a gun. Oh, good.
Remember that we true lies.
Yes.
Well, it's been a pleasure to be here, and I want to wish you guys a lot of luck with this show. I think it's going to just keep getting better and better, and
It has to get better. That's it for this segment.
Thanks,
you.
Pete.
We're going to go now. So you all take care, and you take care too. That was Pete Houtman. His website again, in case you didn't get it, www.petehoutman.com. You can find him on the web, and you can look at his books. And nice interview. Thank you.
Yes.
So what should we talk about now? We've got some more time.
I think we should talk about us.
Do you?
Yeah.
Us.
Some more?
Some
More true lies.
Who gets tired talking about themselves, you know?
Yes. We are not going to do this all the time, but we thought as on a first show we should let everybody know what we do, why we do.
One of the questions I wanted to ask you guys was whether or not we should just talk about mysteries, or whether we should talk about other things having to do with books
And writing.
and writing and things like that. What do you think about that?
I think at some point down the way, after we've got about 100 segments under our belts, we could expand.
What are you talking? We should just change this into sort of a political dialogue, or I mean, what do you?
Well,